make a video without pouring a cup of coffee first. It's just not possible for me to do that. You guys know how much I love coffee. It's a huge part of my life, it's weird to say something like that, but I love good coffee. I like good bourbon whiskeys. I'm just that type of guy. These are the kinds of things that I like. I'm getting into like the EDC, the everyday carries, the pocket knives, the flashlights, you know, the wallets. Those things are super cool to me. And one thing that I really love is a good cup of coffee. I drink coffee all day, every day. It's a part of my lifestyle. It helps me get through the day, early mornings. I mean, I'll drink it at night when I'm watching a movie. I thoroughly enjoy the taste of coffee. Good coffees. And what I'm drinking here today, this is called Front Rack Coffee Company. And if you've watched my videos in the past, you've seen me link it up before. I will put the link to their website in the description box below. You've got to check them out. It's a locally made coffee company based on like an athletic group of people that formed together and made this beautiful brand, and they use great products. I'm thoroughly impressed with everything that they continue to put out. And like I said, I will link their Instagram page in my description box below, so you guys can check it out. Let Dustin know that Mitchell sent you, and tell him I said what's up, guys. But anyways, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another episode. If I haven't met you yet, my name is Mitchell. Thank you all so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Today's going to be a pretty cool little episode. So we've been on this how-to tutorial type, helping beginners get started kick. And I've really been having a lot of fun with it. It kind of brings me back to my roots of how I got started, why I got started. And that's the purpose behind this channel here, guys. It's to help you all get out and enjoy fishing. Not only that, fishing, hunting, like I said, coffee, whiskeys, I mean, all of it. This is just the stuff that I like to show you guys. This is a huge part of my life, and I hope that I'm able to help you guys out in just a little bit of a way. So today we're going to be talking about the 3 main fishing lines that I use, that I take, that are always with me on every single fishing trip, no matter where I'm going across the country. It doesn't matter. These 3 fishing lines will always be on my boat, and I will always have at least 2 rods a piece tied up. I'm kidding, not 2. I'll always have at least 1 rod with this line on here. They're all just super diverse, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we're going to be talking about 3 lines today. So we have your 8-pound fluorocarbon. I've got line just going everywhere. You've got your 15-pound fluorocarbon, this is like the workhorse right here. This is the hoss, the stud. Then you have your 20-pound fluorocarbon. You like how you couldn't really see it there, so I kind of Sharpied that in. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but anyways, guys, this is your tow truck is what I like to call it. This is your pull the fish out of any scenario type line right here. So we're going to break down all 3 of these different types of lines. Now, everything that we're going to be talking about today is completely preference based. All of my opinions on this are just, that's all they are. They're just opinions. They're just my personal preference. But I hope, like I said, I'm able to help you out, deciding on what lines you need to purchase, when you need to purchase it, when you need to use it. So first things first, we're going to talk about our 8-pound fluorocarbon. So this is an awesome line right here. This is what I use for all of my finesse style, like my spinning rod setups. So we're talking about your Ned rigs, your drop shots, your small crankbaits. So what's cool about fluorocarbon, the reason why I like fluorocarbon so much, is that there is no air in that line. So it's just all line compared to monofilament when it's filled with air and it's a little bit less dense. I really like fluorocarbon because it's super dense and it's got all the air taken out of it. So it's got some stretch to it as well, and I love that, and it just feels great. You can feel everything. It's sensitive, especially this 8-pound fluorocarbon here. So there's little to no light refraction at all coming off this line. And in my area, I'm always fishing clear water. I'm always fishing clear water. 90% of the time, I'm going to be in crystal clear water, being so close to Table Rock, and all the places that I like to fish locally, they're all really clear. So light refraction on your line is super important. I don't know about the fish all over the country. I haven't fished in a lot of different places, but I have fished Table Rock a ton, and I know that the water is ultra clear there. So the last thing that you want is to be thrown out there light monofilament and you get the sun shining off the line and it just causing you to get less bites. So I go with 8-pound fluorocarbon. I really don't ever go any lighter than that. I really stick to 8-pound on all of my finesse style spinning rod setups. And I'll go down every once in a while, but 8-pound is what I'm going to do most of the time. Another reason why I like throwing 8-pound fluorocarbon is because I'm able to do my braided fluorocarbon knot leader that I like to do, and I will link a video up here for you guys to check out. So go ahead and check out that video. Let me know what you think. This is just something that I love to do. I love to do a braided fluorocarbon leader. That braid is ultra sensitive. It's super strong. So what I'll do is I'll use like a 15, 20, or 25-pound braid, and then I'll tie up my 8 or 10-pound fluorocarbon about 6 to 7 feet of leader up top, and it's just an ultra sensitive, ultra strong. So check out that video. But anyways, you're always going to want to have 8-pound fluorocarbon, because you never know when you're going to have to break out the finesse style baits. If it's a tough day on the water, if the jig bite isn't working, if the swim bait bite isn't working, you're power fishing and it's just not clicking, then you'll have to break out the spinning rod and do some finessing. So I will always carry 8-pound fluorocarbon on my boat with me at all times, anywhere in the country. So we're moving right along, folks. Moving right along. I think I'm going to get a sip of coffee here. All right, on to 15-pound fluorocarbon. So 15-pound fluorocarbon, this is a workhorse. This is my do-all, throw it all the time. This is just one of those lines that it's just super reliable, and it's very diverse, and it's just a go-to for me. It's strong enough that I can power fish with it. I can throw a big football head jig with it. I can throw a swim jig with it. I mean, I can power fish running along the bank all day long with 15-pound fluorocarbon and be completely comfortable. So like I said, if I do want to mix it up, kind of slow things down a little bit, if the fish aren't reacting as good to like power fishing style baits, then I'll move over to a Texas rig, and I'm completely comfortable throwing a Texas rig on this 15-pound because like I said, it's fluorocarbon, so it doesn't have much light refraction, but it's strong enough to where if I do get that fish in a bind, if it wraps it around the tree, or if it's stuck somewhere, then I am confident that this is strong enough to where I'm going to be able to get that fish out of that brush safely for both the fish and me, and land that fish hopefully as quickly as possible. This is just a super reliable line for me. I would say that probably 75% of my rods that I have rigged up on the deck of my boat at all times will have 15-pound fluorocarbon on it. You can throw just about anything on it. I mean, I don't like to go that high with my crankbaits or my jerkbaits, but it's possible, and people do it. It's been done before. I've done it, and I'll probably do it again. It's also light enough to where you can make ultra long casts. You can make you can throw that sucker a country mile, and it's smooth. Like I said, guys, I just really am a huge fan of 15-pound fluorocarbon. All right, 20-pound fluorocarbon. Look at that. Look at that. Somebody give your boy a rubber band or something. All right, anyways, folks, 20-pound fluorocarbon. This is also a huge player in my fishing rod and reel arsenal. 20-pound fluorocarbon, a must-have, especially if you're looking to catch big fish. I mean, if you're in sticky scenarios. So think about this. What if you are flipping or you're pitching in some brush and a fish gets wrapped around a tree or something, and you have to have some strength behind it? Something that 8-pound fluorocarbon sure as hell won't get it out. 15-pound fluorocarbon, I mean, it's sketchy. You're skeptical about it. You don't want to do it. You'll do it if you have to. But with 20-pound, there's no question about it. It's all muscle. This is the tow truck of fluorocarbon lines. Yes, you can go up to 25, and yes, I do every once in a while, but 20-pound fluorocarbon is going to be what I use if I'm flipping and pitching 120,000% of the time. I mean, there's just no other way for me to go. This is the line for me to use. I mean, it's super strong, super durable. Another thing that I really like using on is my swim baits. So if you guys have been watching my channel, or if you guys are new to the channel, whatever, I've recently started experimenting with big swim baits, like 5 to 8 inch swim baits. And I love it, by the way. I cannot wait for this spring to start throwing those things. I mean, I hope you guys like those videos, because I got a feeling there's going to be a bunch of them. Heck, if it wasn't a freaking ice storm and snowing outside right now, I'd be out there throwing big swim baits. I about guarantee you. But anyways, this is also super, super, super good for that. My knot always stays super strong because you're always flinging those big swim baits as far as you can fling them. Anyways, folks, I love throwing big swim baits, and this 20-pound fluorocarbon is my go-to on that. I've had some people tell me, "Oh, Mitchell, why are you not throwing monofilament with your swim baits? Oh, Mitchell, Why are you not throwing braid with your swim baits? Oh, Mitchell. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, this is my preference. This is my go-to. This is what I love throwing. I'm just a fluorocarbon guy. I don't even throw monofilament very often at all. I always have some with me, and I always have a rod or two rigged up with monofilament. For the most part, it's going to be fluorocarbon. As far as 20-pound goes, it's super versatile as far as when you're tough fishing. If you're fishing down in Florida, if you're fishing in Texas, if you're fishing in Missouri, I mean, you're always going to need 20-pound fluorocarbon. Also, do you guys like my little artwork there, so I don't accidentally think that it's like 8-pound fluorocarbon and put this on my spinning rod? Pretty sick, huh? That's what you call organization. So with my 20-pound fluorocarbon, I rarely have a fish break off, and if it does break off, then there's 100% chance that it was probably on me. It was my fault. There was a kink in the line, and I just got careless and just kept fishing, I guess. So yeah, guys, that's why I love 20-pound fluorocarbon. I will always have it with me, and I will always have at least one rod rigged up with 20-pound fluorocarbon. All right, folks. Well, that is our little 3-line, what we need to have with us at all times. If you're kayak fishing on a boat, if you're walking on the shoreline and have a bag full of baits in your backpack, these are the 3 lines that I'll have with me 100% of the time. One of my rods will always have one of these lines rigged up on it. I mean, these are just lines that are super versatile, but in their own little ways. These are lines that I will be able to do all with. These are my finesse, my power fishing, my flipping and pitching. I mean, these are what you need to have, and I believe that this is able to help out any beginner fisherman. These are the 3 lines that you'll need to go get, and you can get these anywhere. You can go to Walmart, Academy especially. These are just super popular, super affordable lines. I believe that these are the only 3 lines that you'll need to have if you're a beginner fisherman. Yes, you can get into the braids and the monofluoroments. Did I just put fluorocarbon and monofilament together? Golly. Anyways, you can get into the braid and the monofilaments and all that stuff, and your braid to fluorocarbon leaders and whatnot. And you can get fancy with it. Don't get me wrong, you can get fancy with anything as far as fishing, coffee, whiskey, all these different things. There's always going to be a better option. But these 3 right here will get you out. These 3 will get you to catch some fish. They're just the basic ones that you'll need. And I highly suggest that you at least start here, folks. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. If you're new to the channel and you would like what you saw, please subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up because that really helps me out. And like I said, we have videos that come out twice a week, every single week. We have everything linked that we used in today's video down in the description box below. And I really appreciate you guys being here. I really love each and every single one of you. I'm so thankful to have you guys as subscribers. I hope you guys are able to get out and do some fishing. Right now I am not able to. It is snowing, and there's ice under the snow, and it's all bad. I had some guy comment and say, "Oh, you can still go fishing, yada yada yada." Well, I don't want to. It's too cold. The temperature today, it was literally 15 degrees was a high. You can go fishing, don't get me wrong, but I kind of would rather just sit inside and talk to you guys and just kind of hang out and talk about lines. So that's what I did. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.